have so many questions for you, but first, I would love to get the highlights of your story.
Well, I mean, I think it all started back in 2013, and I started to, be outspoken about the corruption scandal happened in Turkey back in 2013, and President Erdogan and some of his family was members was involved in it, and that was the first time that I said something about it because, he started to go around and put innocent people in jail who caught him, and then started to shut down media outlets and stuff. So that was the first time I tweet something and it became a conversation here in the United States and Turkey. So.
That's amazing. So, why have you chosen to use your platform as a basketball player to speak up against dictators, to speak on behalf of human rights?
I feel like as an athlete, I have a huge platform, so I'm trying to use this platform to be the voice of all those innocent people out there who don't have a voice. And especially when you're an athlete, you have now because of all the social media, smartphones, and apps. There are so many kids out there watching you, and following your footsteps. So. To me, it was always important to use that platform to inspire so many kids out there. So that's why.
What kind of pushback have you received as you've chosen to be vocal?
Well, my just because I talk about some of the problems that are happening in Turkey, uh, my dad was a scientist. He got fired from his job. My sister went to medical school for 6 years. She still cannot find a job. My little brother was playing basketball. He got kicked out of his from his team, and they were getting affected so much. They had to put a statement out there and said that we are disowning Enes. And Turkish government didn't believe that. They sent police to my house in Turkey and they raided the whole house and they took every electronics away because they wanted to see if I am still in contact with my family or not. They couldn't find no evidence, but they still took my dad to jail for a while. But we put so much pressure from here to Turkey, they let him go. And then, they revoked my passport, put my name on Interpol list. And this was just about Turkey. And when you talk about China, I pretty much lost my whole career to just stand up for the innocent people in China.
Well, you've obviously been through a lot, and it has been at a cost to speak out. Where do you get your courage from?
When the one thing that whenever I'm done with my career, that my one goal was whenever I look back, I wanted to look back and see. I did not really care about my average, how many points I averaged, or how many rebounds I got, or how many games I won. The one thing that I cared about, how many lives I have changed, how many hearts I have touched, or how many kids I inspire. That was the one question I always wanted to ask myself. So I think, just if you want to have a better and brighter future, we have to educate our kids. And so that is definitely my number one motivation.
Can you tell me about the Freedom shoes out in the exhibit hall? What is that all about? They look really awesome. What are they about?
So I remember when I was a little kid, when I was watching an NBA game, the first thing I was looking at was the shoes, NBA shoes, what color it is, what brand it is, if they're comfortable or not. So the next day I was telling my dad, I want those shoes. So I wanted to create these shoes where I'm going to inspire millions of kids out there, and I work with these artists around the world who's been oppressed by their government, and I want them to put these designs on the shoes where they're telling all the stories about the dictatorships around the world. So it became a huge trend, and it definitely drew a lot of attention.
Oh my goodness. Well, so my last question here is, why is it important to speak out on behalf of international religious freedom, and how would you encourage Americans to continue to speak out for freedom? Or maybe someone is, they're scared of the cost. How would you encourage them that this is important?
I remember a story when I was 9 years old. I remember I went downstairs to play with my friends, and they were burning American flags. They were burning Israeli flags. They were telling me to hate America and hate Jewish people and hate Christians. They are bad people. They're evil. And I got so scared. I went upstairs to my mom. I was like, Mom, my friends are telling me to hate the West, hate the Christian people and Jewish people. And I'm like, what do I do? And my mom was like, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but don't hate anyone before you meet them. And so I promised my mom that day. And then I remember first time I landed in America when I was 17. I was so excited and same time so scared and nervous. I didn't know what to expect. But people here were so nice. They took me to mosques. They took me to get some halal food. And I was so comfortable with my religion, with my culture, with who I am. And that definitely inspired me. And I was like, from now on, we need to educate our kids to, to live their religion freely. Unfortunately, when you look at some of the countries around the world, there is no freedom of speech, religion, expression, or protest, especially religion. In some of the countries out there in the world, when you live your religion freely, then you will be in jail the next day, like China. So that's why it was important for this kind of events to happen, so we can learn and educate people around us.
Is there anything that you would like to say that we didn't touch on?
Well, I think the one message I'm always trying to give is just like, try to stand up for what you believe in, even if it means, sacrificing everything you have, because a lot of people are asking me that, are you crazy? Like, you sacrifice your whole career for just to stand up for people, but like, this is bigger than myself, this is bigger than basketball, and this is bigger than NBA. So I think that all the athletes out there who are watching this, they need to stand up for the right things. I mean, even if it affects their business or their endorsement deals or their next paycheck, because when you worry about your next paycheck, on the other side of the world, people are losing their lives, losing their loved ones, and losing their homes. So we definitely need to have some morals and values and principles.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much.